Right, Saturday night, 9 o'clock UK time, Enzo Maresca's Chelsea take the next step in the Club World Cup in the round of 16 when we take on Benfica. Win this game and we are just a few games away from the final and the finances that come with that final and the trophy itself. Do you know, Josh, by the way, with the finances that we have accumulated from this Club World Cup, the Club World Cup that, you know, the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool and Man United and all the other teams that, you know, are just not bothered about, they're not in it, and, you know, we know they're very, very secretly jealous. Do you know the amount of money we've accumulated has already paid for the Liam Delap signing?
What a signing, by the way. What a signing. Yeah, we've paid it off. All of these fan groups are also saying, oh yeah, I don't care about the Club World Cup. I don't really want to be in it. I'm not watching it. Don't really care about it. You know for a fact that if Man United were in this tournament, we wouldn't hear the end of it.
Yeah, but also
it would be everywhere.
Also, I'm not watching it. It's like, I mean, me and you are in a YouTube game. Have you had a look at the numbers?
Go on.
I think a lot of people are watching it.
People are watching it. I think a lot of people. DAZN got a lot of subscriptions.
Yeah, well, I think it's DAZN and FIFA are both posting their separate highlights, but that's the same as like Sky Sports.
Yeah, Sky
Sports Premier League YouTube channel and Chelsea will both post the highlights. But mate, on both of them, I'm talking millions of views. Like they're getting a lot of views on this Club World Cup at the moment, and I think that the interest is massively there. Like if you compare the Club World Cup at this moment in time to, I don't know, your standard pre-season tour. Yeah. Even when you have pre-season tours, sometimes like last time out when we played the likes of Man City and Real Madrid, two powerhouses, two, you know, European champions in recent years. There wasn't really any interest for that. No. Me and you weren't excited for that, but we're genuinely excited about
We're huge fans. And also, like, we were talking about this as well, where does it rank in terms of trophies? Like, let's be honest, mate, this is getting more views than a first round Carabao Cup game.
Oh, 100%.
Like 100%. way more views. This, what I would like to compare it to is, do you reckon this is getting more views than the Conference League final, for example? Do you reckon this round of 16 game, the Benfica game, will get more views than the Conference League final?
No.
I bet it will be up there.
No.
What about if we get Man City in the semi?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But the Benfica game won't.
I don't think the Benfica or the next game will, which could be, I can never say the name,
Botafogo.
Yeah. Which could be them.
It's two Brazilian teams, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it could be them.
Yeah.
Or it could be the one-man team in Esteval FC.
That's mad that we can end up playing him.
Yeah.
That is crazy. If he puts on like a worldy performance against us, knocks us out, it's going to be bad planning, isn't it? The sporting directors are going to get a lot of abuse if that happens, aren't they?
Who would you say is the... Oh, this is really negative, but who would you say is the most disliked Chelsea player that gets game time?
What, right now?
Yeah.
The most disliked Chelsea player? What, from our fans or from just generally?
From our fans.
Most disliked player that gets game time? Madueke?
No.
Enzo? Go on, people dislike him.
No, I was more thinking like Nkunku or someone.
Oh, no, but he doesn't actually get that much game time.
He can get a little bit of game time.
Yeah, but...
Got a full 90 the other day.
That's mad, isn't it?
That's mad.
He's getting full 90.
Mental.
They must be trying to flog him.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, imagine a player that we don't really want goes and sticks one right on Esteval. And I'm on about an injury. I'm not on about... Can we just show them, by the way?
Look at that. Wolverine. That was abuse. Tell
them what happened.
Geezer in the penalty area grabs me full force on the arm, tries to drag me to the floor in a 9-a-side friendly football match.
Nothing friendly about that.
I've got scratches all over my body, mate.
Yeah, but that's mostly sexual, isn't it?
Yeah. My missus did ask me, like, have you actually been going out and playing football, or are you doing something else? Because they are quite suspicious, to be fair.
I mean, I can understand the scratches, but what about the lipstick marks on the neck?
By the way, I gave Wayne Cousins loads of abuse for calling up his vet to say that his dog had caused loads of scratches, and I'm walking in here with that.
There you go. That's on the Joey and Josh channel.
If you haven't watched the episodes.
Right, look, Benfica have looked decent, haven't they, so far, drawing their opening game. But I will say, during their opening game, showing a bit of character, because they were 2 down inside... What was it, like 20 minutes or something?
Decent. They're looking decent.
They're looking decent,
I mean, they beat Bayern Munich.
They beat Bayern Munich. They beat Bayern Munich.
That's simple.
There you go. But they were 2 goals down in that opening game. They came back. They showed the character. They pulled the game back.
Yeah.
They smashed Auckland, who, I mean... If you don't know about Auckland, then
what are you doing?
Do you know about?
They literally do have a PE teacher playing for them.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Do they? I bet he's a bloody good.
Yeah, he's a bloody good player, mate. He's a fucking good one. Their goalkeeper is part time. He's had to take a mixture of annual leave and unpaid leave to be able to play in this tournament.
Do you know I had a PE teacher at my school who went on to do like, I don't know, 20, 30 years of management in football?
Clement?
Eh?
Clement?
No. Dario Gradi.
Dario Gradi, really?
Do you know him?
I do know him.
He was Alexander.
Yeah. Unbelievable manager.
Yeah, he was PE teacher at Glim.
Is it? He's passed away, hasn't he, Dario Gradi? I think.
Don't know.
Crew Alexander are legends. By the way, back in the day, they were a great football manager team to take on Crew Alexander. They have a very good academy. Crew do. Very good academy.
Listen, we can't underestimate Benfica, can we? I think that the performance against Bayern Munich showed you that. Obviously, look, I bantered a little bit about Auckland, but still, like, you've gone and smashed them 6-0. And when Man City are pumping in goals against teams, we're looking at them and we're going, okay, serious threat. So I think Benfica are a very, very serious threat. And even like when you look at them domestically, they didn't win the title, but they only finished 2 points off. They only finished 2 points off Sporting. So they took it to the final day of the season, I believe. They may not have done because I believe Sporting may have drawn on the final day of the season. But I think they took it to the final day of the season. Scored a similar amount of goals, conceded a similar amount of goals. And to make it even more impressive, they didn't have an absolute cheat code up front in that league in the form of Gyökeres, which Sporting did have. Do you know what I mean? So to actually take it to 2 points, I think... is really impressive. Really impressive. And that goes to show that we're in there with a tough level of opposition.
Yeah, if you look at their squad as well, like they've got some players that you just absolutely would remember. They've got Otamendi, they got Renato Sanchez. Do you remember him? The wonder kid, Portuguese wonder kid that was going to be this huge thing.
Was it 2016 or was it 2018?
He's talking about the World Cup.
Yeah,
or the Euros.
When he went, the one they won and he played.
Yeah,
but they won it, and I'm almost certain that Portugal won that with only 1 win.
Wow.
Isn't that a weird stat for a tournament?
Yeah, that is a really weird stat.
Tell me if I'm wrong, by the way.
He was so good.
I believe Portugal, I think that was 2016.
Do you think?
I believe that was Euros 2016. It was Euros 2016. I'm almost certain, right? But I'm pretty sure Portugal won that with 1 win.
What a record, if that's true.
Because I think they... drew all of their group games or something like that and went through on like 3 points or something like that. I think they won one of the knockout games in normal time and the rest of them were draws and penalties and stuff like that. But either way, yeah, he's a good player. The guy they've got up front, the Greek guy, can you pronounce his name?
Pavlidis.
So I would say Pavlidis.
Pavlidis.
Yeah? Or Pavlidis.
Yeah, like it.
But I've heard people pronouncing it Pavlidich or Pavlidich, which
there's no
sounds
ditch.
way
there's
more,
no ditch.
way more Russian.
There's no ditch.
There's no ich.
No,
there's
not
no
in
ich
Greek.
in the Greek language.
No,
It's is.
You're fluent in Greek, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know a Greek word?
A Greek word?
Yeah. Considering the Turkish connection, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I know a few Greek words. Yeah.
Go on.
2.
Go
on. Do you want them in order, or can I put them in any order?
In order, please.
In order. Stavros and Flatley.
I thought that was going to be 2 beers, please, but it was not. They were a fantastic act. But yeah, no, I don't know that much about that striker. Do you?
I don't know much about
No,
him.
I know that they've got Angel Di Maria on one wing and Schaldrup on the other, who was another wonder kid, apparently going to be breaking through.
Well, he's actually the one that scored the goal against...
Looked really good.
Against Bayern Munich. And I'll tell you what, that goal there emphasised, and we'll get on to what we want to see from Chelsea in this game, but that emphasised why we need to be so organised at the back in this game. Because if you see that just little lapse in concentration from, I believe it was the right back, or it was whoever was in the right back's position for Bayern Munich on the day, that's how he gets in there and scores that goal. And it was a well taken goal as well. So we need to be defensively organised. We've got quite a good record against Benfica. I think it's 3 wins in our last 3, isn't it?
Nice. I don't know that. You tell me.
One of those being, obviously, in the Conference League final. No, Europa League final.
Conference League final, I was going to say. I think that was Betis, wasn't it?
Europa League final.
Europa League final, yeah.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Blast
now
from the past.
You say blast from the past. Does that feel long ago to you?
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah, it feels like a while ago. That does. That was a different Chelsea team,
mate. Our life,
different era.
Yeah, I'm not on about. Does it feel long ago in the spectrum of football? Because, of course, with what's happened with Chelsea, a lot's happened.
Yeah,
a lot of water under the bridge. Time passed by. It feels like a long time ago. But for me,
in life,
sat watching that game. That don't feel that long ago.
What year was that?
That was 12 years ago, my friend.
That is mental. That was 12 years ago. Golden era, you could argue, in Chelsea.
So you'd have only been like 28 or something then.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much. Yeah, the grades are coming through, but you're fucking really putting it on there.
I'd have been 18.
That was a good game. 18.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Prime of your life. Right there, watching that. Where were you watching it?
Stony Pub, probably.
I thought you were going to say somewhere far-flung and abroad to enjoy it. I can't even remember what I was doing when I was watching it. I was 21.
We've got a bit of history with Benfica though, because obviously we've bought a few players off them.
Fuck me, we've got some. I did some research into this. We've got some unbelievable players that have played for us.
They've had a few players off us.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Let's just do players that we've got from them.
What? Name them?
No, let's just go through. Maybe why don't we do very quickly top 5 players that Chelsea have had from Benfica?
Okay. Do I have to do it in order? Because I'm not really prepped for this.
No. Don't do it in order. Let's just go for 5 and then we'll rank them after.
Okay. Who's played for both? Can we?
I could tell you.
No. Don't tell me, because I actually want to see if I've got some football knowledge here.
Yeah.
Can we not do brought directly? Can we do top 5 that have played for both?
Yes.
Come on. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right.
Go on then.
I'm gonna give you one.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a brilliant one.
Go on.
Deco.
Was he from Benfica? Was he? I thought he was from.
Porto.
I think he might have been Porto.
He was Porto, but I'm sure he was Benfica.
I can't refute that. I don't think he was.
Oh, really?
Sorry to say.
I'm sure he came through Benfica's academy.
Let's find out. Go on, keep going.
Okay. As well as Deco, Ramirez.
He did Deco. This is cheating a little bit.
What?
He had no senior appearances for Benfica. And he didn't actually come through their youth academy.
So,
but he did. He was employed by Benfica.
Well, yeah, then Deco.
I think he's most known for Porto though. So I think that's a slight.
Yeah, but that's why I said it was genius. Yeah, okay. Because I knew you weren't going to get it.
You've started with a really niche one, and you've got some players here that are Chelsea legends. I would argue.
Speaking of niche.
Add a word in front of it.
How's about Manish?
That's a good
How's
bit of
about
knowledge.
Manish?
How many times did Manish play for Chelsea?
Oh,
because he only played
not starts. Yeah, I'll go.
Appearances.
I can do it.
He was only here in 2005.
You shouldn't have told me that, because now you've narrowed it down. Now it's not as impressive when I just hit the nail on the head straight away. 12 appearances.
No. 8.
Oh, fuck.
That was close, though. That was close.
All right, I'll give you another.
Manish. Does anyone... Let us know in the comments, by the way, if anyone remembers Manish, because that is a rogue shout.
I'll give you another.
Okay, go on.
Similar position.
Yeah.
Similar looks.
Yeah.
Way better looking.
Better player.
Could strike a ball way better.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho used to like the way that he striked a ball.
Go on.
Thiago.
Oh, Thiago. What was the song? Can you do it for me?
Thiago. Oh, Thiago.
He was always like a backup, but he actually played so well.
Portugal.
Yeah, and who's he
hates the Arsenal. So creative. I don't know where they make these songs up.
Honestly, he played 45 times for the Chelsea. 4 assists, 4 goals and 3 assists.
Can you name anyone Thiago scored against other than that banger at Old Trafford?
No. Are you going to tell me a goal now that you remember?
Pretty sure he scored against Liverpool.
That rings a bell.
Can't say for certain, but it does ring a bell.
But come on then, we got some other unbelievable players. I feel like you've gone for some fucking shit ones so far.
Yeah, I've gone for the one.
You've gone for the niche, the rogue one.
I've gone for the Maniches.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
The world, yeah. If you want me to,
do you want to do any other before we do that? Do you want to do any other notable mentions?
Well, should we just get the obvious ones out of the way?
But can I give you a notable mention?
Go on in.
Emerson Tomei. Do you remember him? Emerson Tomei. You don't remember it? Emerson Tomei played for us 1999 to 2000. What a player. You don't remember him?
No, I don't know. I
think he was a defender. Cole Hero.
Don't remember him.
Okay, go on then. Let's do the obvious ones then. Go on then.
Okay. Ramirez, David Luiz, Enzo Fernandez, and
there's a fucking Chelsea legend in here.
Play for Benfica.
Yeah. He scored one of my favourite cup final goals of all time. I was there at Wembley. Unbelievable, like a banger of a goal.
Tell me.
Against Spurs.
Oh.
Nemanja Matic.
I already said Matic earlier on the video.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't say him. Who was your 4 that you said? You said David Luiz.
I
don't think you did.
I thought I was alluding to Matic when I said we already gave to them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because that
was a multiple one.
So Matic was Benfica, basically.
Yeah, he was.
He was Benfica.
He played for Benfica twice, didn't he?
He played for Chelsea twice as well.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, mad.
The only other one that you've missed so far, out of the big ones, is João Felix.
Oh yeah, of course, João Felix.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, right?
Yep.
Being that it sort of we ruffled some feathers, didn't we, with that Enzo Fernandez transfer, big time.
In terms of other clubs?
In terms of other clubs, in terms of with Benfica, in terms of
with Benfica, we gave. What do you mean? We gave them fuckload of money,
but they didn't want to sell it. They didn't want to sell.
They didn't
us.
Want to.
He had to hand in a transfer request.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
That's the way all these.
We were flying out for meetings, and we did ruffle feathers. We 100% ruffled feathers with that transfer. I don't mean they were happy about it.
No.
What I would like to know is, do you think, given the opportunity, the likes of Otamendi would like to stick one right on Enzo Fernandez, or do you think they're not that petty?
I think he'll be still well respected by the squad. People know how good he was, and he did play very well for them. So I don't think he will be remembered that badly for them. Do you think they're gonna? Do you think they're gonna lay one on him?
If it was at home stadium, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're lucky that.
Is he the Mason Mount of Benfica? Do you reckon they're gonna treat him like that?
Probably.
Seriously?
Probably.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
By the way, going back to João Felix quickly, a bit of breaking news. Might be interesting Saudi Arabian clubs. That's where João Felix might be heading off to. Because he might, because he wanted to go back to Benfica.
Yeah.
So
that'd be good for us. That'd be good for us. Listen, this one's at 4 p.m. local time in Charlotte. Where's Charlotte?
Charlotte, is it North Carolina? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. Americans let us know.
4 p.m, right? I have looked at the weather. It's looking like it's going to be about 35 degrees.
It is in North Carolina, by the way. Just
North Carolina.
I'm glad they got that right. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
So
it's always going to be hot, mate.
It's always going to be hot.
Yeah.
And
we're in the middle of summer.
And some would argue, there's a slight argument to say that it is hot for both teams. Slight argument. Fair?
Yeah, both teams have to deal with it, yeah.
Yeah. However.
Okay.
These lot play in a hotter country than we do.
You can't use that. Are you already getting an excuse out now?
Portugal's not even that much. It's not even that much hotter than England, to be honest.
And also, they have a bit, unlike the Brazilian clubs who are midway through their season, Benfica aren't. I think that the heat only helps the Brazilian teams or the Argentinian teams.
Do you know what a phrase I came up with when I was about, I just started.
Puberty?
No, I just started talking. And I started talking very young. I was about 3 weeks old. I sort of crawled over to my mum. I could see her sort of making my sort of mashed up potato and whatever. Yeah. And I said, "Mother, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen."
Wow, you were a smart kid. I've always said you were a smart man, and that just proved it.
Yeah, there you go. So. That was just a quote.
So what you're saying is we just need to shut up and get on with the heat. Is that what you're trying to allude to?
More or less. But what I would be saying is because of the heat, if this wasn't an important match, this is a 10 substitution at half-time game.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it is. Yeah. But we're not going to get that. And we need to progress through for this fixture. I think if you look at the amount of money we've already accumulated, something like 35 million around that
something like that. I think like 33, but let's not worry about £2 million. Unless you're a director of football at Chelsea, you don't worry about £2 million quid here and there.
Don't worry, because if something was, let's say, I don't know, 3 inches, I know for a fact you would describe it as 5. So,
I would too. Yeah. And if I knew anyone that was 5'7", they'd probably say they're 5'10".
5'9", they're 5'10", yeah. That's what I'm saying. So we round it up to 35, yeah. So we've made about 35. I think by winning this game, we stand to make about 15 mil.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy, isn't it?
That's
mad. Actually a lot of money.
That is mad.
Yeah. You could buy a half-decent winger.
I'm going to be completely honest. I've actually just made that up. I
think it's around 10. But again, let's not worry about 5.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Who cares?
I know if you win the final, I think you get like 28 million quid.
Yeah,
which is.
No, but the whole accumulation, is 100 million.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
So with PSR, FFP, all this sort of shit, it's going to be very, very, very good for Chelsea to be able to progress through each and every stage. And this is the starting lineup on screen now that we have picked to start this game. We are putting Robert Sanchez back in between the sticks. I know that Jorgensen didn't concede in the last game. I don't really rate Jorgensen all that much higher than I rate Robert Sanchez. However, I also don't rate Robert Sanchez as low as I once did rate him. So I suppose that sort of evens itself out. I rate him somewhere in the middle. What I do know is whether it's Mike Mannion, whether it's the rumours of Emi Martinez that we've heard today, we will discuss that later on in a little bit. Neither Jorgensen or Sanchez should be our starting goalkeeper next season, but I am going to start him in this game. I am going to bring Reece James back in to the fold. Obviously rested last time out. Josh Acheampong did a brilliant job there. We'll speak about him later too. Centre-back pairing, right? Very, very hard one for me because you know my boy is Trevor Chalobah. I love him more than he loves God.
And that's saying something.
That is saying something, isn't it?
He loves God.
Is he a Jehovah's Witness?
He is a Jehovah's Witness.
He's a Jehovah's Witness.
Indeed, yeah.
He's a Jehovah's Witness. So maybe that's a little bit disrespectful. Maybe I don't love him more than he loves God, but I do love him. I love him a lot.
Up there.
I love him a lot. That is me telling you how much I love Trevor Chalobah. And Trevor Chalobah, unfortunately, does not make my team sheet.
Which is crazy.
But tossing out a bio, I think that he's becoming... he's silently becoming a leader for Chelsea at this moment in time, and he's positioned next to the man who's not so silently and not so subtly becoming a leader, and that is Levi Colwill. He is one of our own. He's a player that I love. He's absolutely brilliant. Marc Cucurella starting at left back. Now, we're going to go for the pivot of Enzo and Caicedo. Cole Palmer in the number 10. Pedro Neto on the right-hand side this time out. If we're starting Reece James, I very much feel like we need to start Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. I think he covers that ground, does a great job in doing so. Noni Madueke on the left-hand side. And then we are going with Liam Delap through the middle. So the first thing that I want to ask you, Josh, is that our full-strength lineup? But just quickly, do you need a little freshen up this summer? Well, Manscaped have got you covered with the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and they now stock it in a lovely white hot colour. This trimmer is trusted by over 12 million men worldwide. wide. Now, with a clean white and gold finish that looks just as smooth as it shaves. And if you want 15% off your entire order, make sure you use code JoeyKnight at manscaped.com. Now, part of my popularity with the ladies is the fact that I always keep the downstairs region looking sharp. I get compliments about this on a daily basis, and that is all down to the Lawnmower 5.0. Now, no one enjoys accidentally cutting your bollocks when you're trying to trim it up down there. And that is why Manscaped's skin-safe technology was developed to help you groom with more confidence and fewer mishaps. These blades are designed to glide over the skin with less tug and pull, helping you avoid the redness and the irritation that comes with some of those pesky lower quality trimmers. So whether you're using it in the shower, on the go, or just standing over the sink before a night out, the White Hot 5.0 Ultra fits into your day without getting in the way. And you won't be hiding this one in the bottom drawer, because with the white and gold design, this is a beauty. So get the best trim in the game using the White Hot colour today. The only guys that I would trust with my lower region in Manscaped. There is a link in the description to this video to the Manscaped website. Remember, my code JoeyKnight gets you 15% off. Big thanks once again to Manscaped for supporting the channel. As always, let's get back into the video in terms of what we have available. So obviously, I am leaving out the likes of, you know, Estabal, who's not with us right now, or Petrovic, who's been left at home. Yeah? What we have available, is that there, what I've just listed, our full-strength lineup?
I think on paper it is, and bearing in mind, I still do think there will be signings, but let's not worry about that for the time being. I think there are a couple.
He's played on grass, not paper.
Well, in America, on some of the pitches that we're playing on, it's confirmed that it's not necessarily grass.
Okay,
might be half and half, but let's not worry about that. But yeah, no, I think there are a couple of players that we should discuss that are left out of that lineup that should or would feel that they are first team players. Should we start with Romeo Lavia being one of them? I think Romeo Lavia, if he can stay fit, will end up playing quite a few games in the Premier League. Now, the question to you then is, where does Romeo Lavia fit in? Is he going to replace Enzo, or is Cole Palmer going to have to move into a different position?
So I've thought a lot about this. I've thought a lot about where Romeo Lavia fits in. I've thought a lot about where Andre Santos fits in. Ultimately, right, it's the R word that no player likes to be dubbed with, but rotation. And I think that Romeo and Andre Santos will have to accept that they will have rotated roles. However, right, there was a time when I didn't think that Enzo Fernandez had the capability of playing as a number 10, right? There was a time when I was very unsure what his position actually was. Like, is he a deep line playmaker? Is he a defensive midfielder? Is he an attacking midfielder? I don't know what he is, right? Now I'm starting to see it. Right? So I do think there is a world where you can have Caicedo at the base. I think that you can have Romeo Lavia, either side, really, you know, however the heat map goes through the game, but kind of helping him out in that role there. And I think you can start Enzo and Cole Palmer, and I think maybe you can sacrifice one of the widemen. And I do think, right, that with this system, like, look, right, even though we played with a recognised number 9 in Nicholas Jackson, we didn't play the style of football that a team that are looking to get it to a recognised number 9 are playing. We saw a huge shift in the style of football that Manchester City played when Haaland came, right? And before you start clipping it up and whatever, oh, you're just comparing him to Haaland. I'm not comparing Liam Delap to Haaland.
I'm saying he's better.
He's better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
And
yeah. It's obvious, isn't it, really?
All I'm saying is, if I'm going to judge a player on how good they are, I'll often look at the father. And I'm saying that Haaland Senior
couldn't lace Rory Delap's boots.
He couldn't lace Rory Delap's boots.
He couldn't.
Because what do they always say?
They always say the most important part of any player is what ability?
Throwing ability.
Yeah. They always, do you know what? As a footballer goes, your best ability is always with your hands.
Yeah. When you're a right back, I want you to be good with your hands. Was he a right back? Was he a right back?
By the way, they often compliment you on your ability with your hands, don't they?
There you go. Ladies do. Was Rory Delap a right back?
Yes.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a fullback, yeah. Yeah.
Liam Delap has never even taken a throw-in.
I think that's bollocks. I don't know where you've got that stat from. Has he said this?
It's not a stat. He just said it on camera.
Did he?
Yeah.
I think that might be a load of bollocks.
Maybe.
I'm sure he took a throw in
but
his
no,
career.
this is what I was going to say, right? What do they always... They used to say it. They don't say it as much anymore, but they used to say it about Messi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but could he do it on a...
Cold night in Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, could Harden Senior do it on a cold night in Stoke?
Probably not.
I suppose we'll never know, mate. Yeah. But we do know that Rory Delap can.
Yeah. Did they not play each other, Man City and Stoke, in that era?
Oh, they must have done.
I was going to say.
By that exact logic, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's obvious he is better than him.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Leeds was Haaland's team, wasn't it?
No, Alfie played for he might have played for Leeds, but he was known for Man City, wasn't he?
He played for Man City, but I think he's more known for Leeds. No,
really, I would have said more known for Man City.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think Josh Acheampong will be a player that might look at that starting lineup and feel a bit like,
Can we, before we move on from this, can we just say, could Cole Palmer's position be in doubt at the start of next season? Could Cole Palmer be the one that's rotated? Because you haven't even mentioned that possibility. We're trying to retrofit Cole Palmer into a position that he might not be great in. And also, we've just seen evidence where Cole Palmer played on the right-hand side in the system that Enzo Maresca wants to play, and he was anonymous. He looked like he didn't really get it even in the game. So I think this is an inconvenient truth that no one wants to talk about. But I honestly do think that Cole Palmer will be one that is rotated when Lavia comes in.
Maybe.
And for the reasons that you just said, that Enzo Fernandez can play in that number 10 role.
But let me say, for example, when you talk about rotation, we're talking about substitutions, right? Mate, if we're leading a game by a goal or two, right? Not even two, because then you're going to like ideal scenario and whatever, and you're not really putting your neck on the line. If we're 1-0 up against Arsenal, at Stamford Bridge, and Enzo Maresca wants to sub off Cole Palmer on the hour mark and put Romeo Lavia on the pitch, I don't mind.
No. Is Cole Palmer now... let's say that, I'm going to ask you this question. Who's the first name on your team sheet for Chelsea? Any game.
First name?
Yeah, the first name on the team sheet.
It's easy.
Who is it?
You know who it is. It's easy.
Caicedo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second?
Cucurella. Who else is going to play instead of him?
This is what I'm saying.
So what is interesting is that we've gone from a player that was by far our best player. We were getting pelters in the kickoff, and let alone everything else, that we were Cole Palmer FC. And now he isn't even in the top 2 of the first players on the team sheet.
I think we're leading ourselves down a pathway here that may be misinterpreted, right? Cole Palmer is absolutely fucking brilliant. Agreed. He's the man. He's mustard. He turned it on in that Conference League final when it mattered, pulled it out the bag and made sure that we got our hands on some silverware. Yeah? Mm-hmm. If the players around him for England could have done a little bit better, he would have pretty much done that in the Euro final as well. Yeah, he'd done it for Man City in the Community Shield. He'd done it for Man City in the Cup Winners' Cup or whatever it was. Or was it
Super
the Cup?
Cup.
Super Cup. Yeah, right. So Cole Palmer is a man for the big occasions. Cole Palmer is by no means slipping down the pecking order. But you asked me the question, first name on the team sheet. Well, the biggest concern for me in terms of Chelsea not winning a game is not having Caicedo.
Agreed.
Right? He's the first name on the team sheet for me. However, am I absolutely shitting myself if Caicedo's not playing? Maybe not, because maybe we can go, oh, okay, we've got Romeo Lavia there, we've got Andre Santos there. I'll tell you who I do like the look of, and that's Asugu.
Yeah.
But we'll speak more about him. If Cucurella's not there, am I shitting myself? Yeah, I am. I am. Because you're probably looking at playing Benoit Badiashile, maybe, at left back.
That would be the immediate one. Or Gusto.
Malagusto.
Yeah.
And we've seen Malagusto.
Or Reece James.
Yeah, no. I saw that at Old Trafford. I didn't like it.
No.
Right? Reece James is not a left back. Okay, he's not left back. So what I'm saying is Cucurella's importance, right, would be significantly higher than a lot of players if he was just average. Because he'd be our only actual recognised left back.
Yeah.
So if you've only got one of them for that position, then your importance is quite significant, isn't it?
Very true.
Then when you add in that he's consistently one of our highest he's consistently in the top 2 or 3 highest performing players week in, week out.
And also gets goals and assists from left back, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts into the midfield, does a really good job in that. Then you have to put Cucurella second there.
Yeah.
Because if Cucurella doesn't play, we've just said we're stuck with Benoit Badiashile, or we're stuck,
it's a
or
big
we're stuck with a
decrease in
player
quality.
out of position.
Yeah.
Now, if Cole Palmer doesn't play, then we can play Enzo Fernandez further forward, get an extra midfielder in there, or we've got players that can play in that position. Esteval next season coming in, playing in that position. We've got guys that can do that job.
Hall.
So, not so much. So I don't think that Cole Palmer's
We're not slagging him off.
I'm not slagging him off. I don't think his importance has slipped at all.
No.
But I'm just saying that, if we were 1-0 up against Arsenal, for example, in the 60th minute, and Maresca wanted to make a change that all of our greatest managers would have had no fear in making.
Are you concerned?
Do you think Jose is worried about fan backlash from bringing Cole Palmer off?
Oh, no, definitely not.
No way.
No.
Do you think Carlo is worried about... No, they're not.
No.
They're not worried about that.
Yeah.
Because what they're worried about is seeing out games and winning
Victories.
games.
Yeah.
And I want to become a more sturdy team. So if he was bought off in the 60th minute of a game we're winning, I'm not that bothered.
No.
I'll clap him and I'll be happy to see him banging goals and assists for fun next time out at Stamford Bridge.
Agreed.
And I'll be getting to Stamford Bridge a lot more now.
Oh, brilliant. You're actually going to be
boxing.
rocking up. And also, remember, you've got the choice of beers now.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So we were talking about Josh Acheampong.
We're talking about Josh Acheampong.
Quick one on him. He's looking so good at the moment.
But I'm worried.
So the rumours are, obviously, what Joey is worried about is that Borussia Dortmund apparently have an interest in Josh Acheampong. Now, this was breaking at time of recording the night before we were recording. I've seen a lot of people say that that's a load of shite. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people very much play down these rumours and say that Josh Acheampong is for sale and is a key part of Chelsea's future going forward. If we did lose him, how much of a blow would it actually be for you? Bearing in mind, let's context this. He's third choice right back right now.
No.
Enzo Maresca will not play Josh Acheampong in front of Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto is the number 2.
You're wrong. You're very wrong.
I'm not saying for our opinion. I want Josh Acheampong to fucking play.
No.
But I'm saying Enzo Maresca.
You're wrong.
Okay, tell me why.
You're wrong.
Tell me why.
Enzo Maresca would play him ahead
Why?
of Malo Gusto.
Where's the proof of that? Because in every single game that Malo Gusto has been available for, did you know that Malo Gusto has played the most minutes in this tournament out of any Chelsea player?
I didn't know that.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
But
go on, explain your reasoning.
I just think that systematically Josh Acheampong fits the system a lot
better.
But
then also we're not seeing that though. We're not seeing when he has a direct choice between playing Malo Gusto or playing Josh Acheampong, he'll more often than not play Gusto.
Okay, but what are we seeing when Gusto plays?
Well, pile of shit. I mean, quite frankly, he's not a defender. Malo Gusto, there was a compilation that I saw, mate, of balls over the top that go towards Malo Gusto on the right and the left-hand side. He cannot deal with that. For me...
From a defensive aspect.
He cannot defend that ball over the top, the switch ball, the cross. And for me, if it was my decision, I'd be saying to any club that would be interested now, Malo Gusto's on the market. Go for it.
I don't know if I'd definitely be saying that.
Yeah, but why? Because you can't have 3 right-backs, can you? You can't. I'm getting a bit sick of this whole, let's put every right-back we can in the starting 11. Do you remember there was that game where we did play 3 right-backs?
I'm just saying personally, I don't really see him as a right-back. I think he's a right-winger, if anything.
He is a right-winger. But as right-wingers go, he's probably not as exciting as some of the options that we got coming in.
No, he's not. But let me just say, right, you're looking at a player in Reece James who... Touching wood here. You're looking at a player in Reece James who I'm really actually sort of quietly confident about when it comes to a fitness perspective now. Like, I do think that we've
got over
weathered the storm somewhat.
Yeah.
However, the history books
Yeah.
would suggest that there's likely to be a 20-game period, whether it's consistent 20 games or 20 games throughout the 38-game season. The history books over the last 5 years or so would suggest there's likely to be about 20 games where Reece James isn't available for us.
Yep.
Correct?
Yes, easy.
So if you're a Josh Acheampong, I think that is why you stay at Chelsea Football Club, and that's why you fight for your place, because I think Josh Acheampong is more suited to that position than Malo Gusto at this moment in time. It's gutting for me to say it. It really is gutting for me to say it, because I do hate to say it, because I really rate Malo Gusto, but that is where it is. Andre Santos is another man that I would like to see off of the bench in this match. I really want to know how we're going to fit him in, but I don't really know. It's
a bit worrying, isn't it, that we've got these 5 midfielders that are all so good and all deserving to play. And by the way, no one is mentioning a Dewsbury Hall in that conversation, which he must get infuriated by. Like a guy that rates himself very highly, that believes in his own ability, that is a good player. He's never even talked about. Like we're the amount of people that just say we've got 5 midfielders. We've got Dewsbury Hall in there as well. Yeah. But that just shows you if he doesn't leave, then I do think it'll be a mistake for his career. But
do you know what I like about Dewsbury Hall?
Go on.
Great facial hair.
He's copied you, hasn't he?
Do
you reckon he's taken inspiration?
Little bit of a Billy Goat scruff goatee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little bit of a tash. Like, can't really grow it on the cheeks, even though he's, well, I was about to say he's 30. He's not 30.
You need to get that derma roller going, mate.
Well, let's see.
I like Dewsbury Hall in the fact that he will just play in whatever position he's told to play in, and he does a 6 out of 10 job in it.
There you go. Do you know what I am excited? Kind of a little bit nervous for, but nervous in a good way.
Yeah.
But what I'm excited about is the fact that when you look at this Benfica side, right? Yeah, all right, Otamendi's getting on, Angel Di Maria's getting on, but we all know the importance that a good old 37-year-old player, centre back especially, that's been there, done it, won it, bought the t-shirt, worn the t-shirt. We know the importance that can have on a team.
I'd bring him back.
So I think you'd bring
Thiago Silva back.
Oh, I'd bring him back whenever. You can come back whenever he wants.
Literally whenever he wants.
Yeah,
we would be a better team with Thiago Silva next to Levi Cole.
Yeah. I mean, even at this age, he's still better than Axel Disasi, isn't he?
He's better than every defender we have, every centre back we have.
Yeah.
He actually
I think Bell Silva's probably better than Axel
Disasi. Yeah. That was a poor example to use, Axel Disasi.
But here's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Otamendi, can't remember the other centre back's name. But
Antonio Silva.
Yeah, that's it. Harry Kane didn't start the game against them. I think he got 45 minutes.
Yeah.
From the highlights I saw, they kept him quiet. He did miss an absolute sitter right at the end, didn't he? That header.
Yeah.
And I'm talking it's a sitter by Harry Kane standards. You expect him to bury that header, aren't you? You're expecting it to go straight in. So he did miss an absolute sitter, and therefore he did have a big chance that he created for himself, sort of thing. But kept quiet. And it's not just that, it's the fact that they had Elise on the pitch at times. They had Gnabry on the pitch at times. Like they had some really good players, some really good attacking talent, and Bayern Munich weren't able to break the defence of these lot. So I'm not just on about Chelsea, I'm on about one man in particular. Because if Harry Kane's failed to score against these boys, and our guy Liam Delap goes and bangs in a couple of goals against Benfica, fuck me. If I'm Thomas Tuchel, I'm just telling Harry Kane, just cut your passport in half right now, because Liam Delap's future.
The fact that Ivan Toney has made that England squad over Liam Delap worries me about Thomas Tuchel's potential as England manager in a long-term way. Do you know what I mean?
No, it does the complete opposite for me.
No, but it's not, because Liam Delap is a better player than Ivan Toney.
He is, yeah.
So you've just got to pick the better players. I don't care if someone's been there and done it. Like, also, he's doing it now in the Premier League. He's bossing defenders in the Premier League. No, not necessarily, no. But also, do you not think that within the next 18 months, 2 years, he'll be banging on the door to get on the pitch?
100% you will. 100% you will.
So, but that's within the time period of Tommy being in charge.
Can I tell you something?
Come on.
I don't think Tommy Tuchel does more than 2 tournaments.
I don't think Tommy Tuchel does more than this tournament.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, you don't think he wins it?
I don't know. The noises that I'm hearing around the FA is I don't know whether they're going to renew it, whatever happens.
Maybe not.
Because of how well Kazi's doing as well. Kazi's doing very well. He could win a final coming up, the under-21 final.
I'm not a big fan.
A lot of people in the FA are, and you know what the way they work. They're just promote within it.
There you go. But no, I think as a hero, I think taking Ivan Toney is a bit of a sort of hero.
You've always loved Ivan Toney, though.
Yeah, but also what I'm thinking is that they're not going to get on the pitch. If they're not going to get on the pitch, Ollie Watkins, Liam Delap, Ivan Toney, whoever else you want to say, if they're not going to get on the pitch, then it's pretty simple, isn't it?
Take some experience. But also... What?
Take a penalty taker.
Oh, is that what you're playing him for?
Well, he's missed one penalty in his whole career.
Really?
Yeah. And
with that one, he had a bet on it. Yeah,
probably. Yeah. Pretty skied it. Yeah. Knowing him, cheeky old fucker. Right. Okay. I want a score prediction for this game from you, Josh.
Okay. You're not going to like this. I think it goes to added time, this one. I think it might be at Desmond in normal time. And I think I'm going to go Chelsea on pens.
Oh, Chelsea on pens.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Don't know who takes them.
Interesting.
Because I don't know who's going to be on the pitch that time. Christopher Nkunku with the winning penalty?
Oh, God.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea win.
Who's scoring them?
I think Liam Delap get another. And I'm going to be pretty boring with you and just say I think Enzo Fernandez gets another.
Fair enough. He scored enough goals already.
Or Cole Palmer could get on the score sheet for this one.
It'd be nice if he did get on the score sheet, to be fair. It'd be good for his confidence, and it'd be good to shut a lot of people up.
There you go. Either way, we will be reviewing the match. That will probably be dropping for you Sunday morning. If I can make it happen, it will be dropping Saturday evening after the game. But we're actually working on a technological thing.
Solution.
Well,
basically, he's a hot man. And,
I'm hot.
And in your recording studio, it gets a little bit hot.
Yeah.
So we're going to create a solution for that.
We're buying a fan.
Yeah. It's a posh fan, though, so it's a bit more technical than a ceiling fan.
You could even say it's a fan favourite.
You could argue it.
There you go.
I mean, it will be a fan favourite when you stay online and you don't go off camera.
Fan favourite.
You had to shut down the stream, didn't you?
Oh, I've had to shut down a lot of stuff. Right, people, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we will see you all in the next one.